So what does a rocket launcher have in common with a cow? Absolutely nothing. So let's just blow up the cow. But why would I even try to make a comparison like that in the first place? Because someone decided to make a game all about blowing up cows and other farm animals with rockets. Before I continue, I will issue an epilepsy warning for those sensitive because in the video, shit gets really hectic. Genuinely, there is a lot, so here's your warning. Firstly, the name of the game is LOEK, and secondly, you might be wondering how I could end up finding this game in the first place. In all honesty, I don't really remember. I think I might have just been scrolling free games and stumbled on this because, I mean, just look at the thumbnail. The majority of this game is trying to shoot cows out of the sky with rockets. It's a very simple gameplay loop, but can be deceptively hard since you need to lead and predict your shots. And it takes a second to get used to, but you pick things up pretty quick since the rockets actually travel quite fast. I know I bring up TF2 all the time, but I swear it's actually relevant to what I'm talking about here. Every single shot you take here is an air shot. With you, sometimes you need to hit multiple in a row. Just like you'd go for an air shot in TF2, you need to account for the target's speed and positioning. Once you hit your target, it's much easier to land the second shot since you're holding a lot of their momentum, making it much easier to predict where they're going. Unlike in TF2, everything moves in straight predictable lines, though do not think that makes things easier for even a second. The game does draw a red line where the cow is headed, which is helpful since you know full well where to shoot, but the hardest part comes in timing because your mom is shockingly hard to hit. But because every shot you're hitting is an air shot, you can't rely on splash from a normal rocket, making your shots of course harder to hit, but way more satisfying. The hardest part is that cows can take multiple shots to take out, getting up to 4 before they explode. While that doesn't sound too hard, you gotta keep in mind the cow doesn't stop moving and you're leading your shots with what basically amounts to a fucking foot long. The single shot targets are easy to kill because you hit them once, boom, beef scramble or lamb chops. And the later levels, just the last two, make the targets move faster and are in harder to hit lines. You wouldn't think a sheep flying overhead would be hard to hit, and typically you'd be right with the first shot, but the second shot is so much harder to hit since you have to entirely readjust your aim and keep going. And just adding more direct rockets you need to hit makes things harder, but also infinitely way more hype when you actually hit it, especially if it's some super ridiculous long shot or a perfect quad. And this is kind of hard to describe because visually, y'all just gonna watch me suck some fat fucking horse nuts while missing all my shots, but a lot of the skill genuinely comes down to intuition and just knowing when to shoot. Feeling it out really shows the difficulty, but also how fun a simple gameplay loop like this actually is. And rockets will always kick ass. If you like the video so far, please consider subscribing, because that really is the best way to help me out at the moment. Also keeps me motivated to keep making more videos. But that's all I got for now, so let's get back to the video. And while I can keep yapping about just how fucking sick hitting consecutive air shots are, I did say this game was really weird. Maybe even a little batshit insane. I know you're already thinking something about how can a game where you shoot farm animals out of the sky get any weirder? Well, there aren't just the main levels in the game, there's a whole lot more going on. The default spawn location is the hideout, and just look at this place. It looks like it came out of the early 2010s, but I promise you this was made in 2020. I'll start with the minigames because those are somehow simpler to explain than what's coming up later. I'll quickly preface this by saying all the minigames are simple, so I don't keep repeating myself like some goldfish with extreme short-term memory loss. So Ball Pit is a first game and is really simple. Break the balls down so they die, and don't die yourself in the process. UFO attack is another fun one, and is way more fun when you actually apply the intuition I mentioned earlier. You're literally just shooting down a bunch of UFOs for 5 minutes. Dumb fun, but good fun. Extreme Basket is shooting hoops, and really put your prediction skills to the test, since you need to make some extreme long shots, which feel very satisfying to hit. Stefan is weird since it's a bunch of this dude's face orbiting you. You clear a couple waves of some Stefan shooting at you before the boss Stefan shows up. We'll get back to you. Diabolic is fucking hilarious because it's a 1v1 against a really shitty bot that screams like a child and is literally referred to as a noob. Cowpopper is a Tetris-like matchup game, which is pretty easy, not requiring much thought. Potat is another puzzle game that literally tells you not to play it. The first two levels are easy enough as is, but the third and final one had me pull out a guide because I could not figure it out for the longest time and I just wanted it to be over. Weeb Whacker is the last one and it's literally just whack-a-mole with rockets. Somehow this one is like the most fun. I couldn't really say why, just is. Extreme Bullet Cow is one I skipped over and I'll explain why now. So the point of the game is basically just keep ups with the cow, and the more back and forths you get in a row, the more points you get. For the achievement, you need to hit 100,000 points, which requires you to hit like 8 to 10 back and forths in a row. Not that bad, right? The fucking physics on this goddamn cow make no sense and are super janky. Like, I love jank with a passion, but this is bad jank, not good. You want the cow to bounce up off the wall, but sometimes it just goes down for no reason. And if the cow hits the ceiling at any point, it kills all momentum it had, basically forcing you to drop your juggle. Oh, and did I mention you have only 3 minutes to do this whole thing? Yeah, the section is timed, making it that much more infuriating. This game took me 26 minutes, which doesn't sound that bad, but when you compare it to every other game taking 5 minutes at most, you realize just how bad it truly is. Despite the 2 games that had some actual challenge to them, these were all fun and silly little ways to add more content to the game. Now is the part where the epilepsy warning really means something. Seriously, there are a lot of bright colors moving very fast, so please be careful. The tutorial section of the game is this giant open area with tons of hidden secrets around every corner. I'm going to try and cover this to the best of my abilities, as things are kind of all over the place and everything just feels like a schizo's fever dream. Upon just walking out of the room, let's count how many different things you can see. 2 different weird wall textures, arrows on the ground pointing you somewhere, a brown pepper with a weird face, a green cat gif, a ball, a goat climbing a ladder, a yellow Miku, and a metal cage above said yellow Miku, and then an eel just zooms by. That's 10 things in this room alone. If you go and touch the Miku, you get trapped in the cage and get accused of being a weeb. If you say you are one, you get killed, and if you manage to get out, you can go to weeb rehab. Does this sound insane to you yet? If it doesn't, trust me, you won't think that for long. If we instead turn around right at the beginning, we can find a secret room where you can play sexy finished puzzle game. You just shoot out some squares to reveal sexy anime girls, and off to the side of the entrance is another room with a ball and some dude in a wheelchair hitting sick clips. Another side room has more crazy textures, a seahorse behind some glass, and an eye picture for some reason. Oh, and don't forget, some Steffens just pop out of the wall and start shooting at you with fucking tacos. And following this path for a bit takes you to a boss fight against a pink helicopter, which gives you some money when you kill it. Let's get to the main room now. I'm not going to try to explain any of this area because, I mean, just look at this. I'll just show things off because that's all my brain can handle at the moment. In this area, there's a hole in the wall you can rocket jump to, which takes you to a rocket jump platforming section. You'll never guess what's at the end of this platforming section. Put whatever insane shit you think is coming up in the comments. I'll wait for you because you will not guess it. Did you guess Bloxcraft? Hell no you didn't, because what the fuck is even going on anymore? Want to know what makes this game even better though, is there's gambling. Some dude needs $100,000 to open a door for you, so make sure to gamble your life savings away in the process. Like I said, there's plenty more things I'm not covering because 1, it's hard enough trying to explain any of this without sounding like I belong on a psych ward more than I already do. And 2, you really just need to experience this for yourself. Shooting the farm animals is fun enough as is, but tack on the insanity and you've got yourself one hell of an experience. And with that, have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and I hope to see you again real soon. I'd actually like to cap this video off with a little statement. Since I'm abroad right now, I'm away from my actual computer, but I also only get 4 days a week to work on videos since Friday through Sunday is busy with me traveling. Let me know if you want me to keep the current 2-week cycle because I was thinking of pushing it to 3 weeks to give me a more accurate 12-day time frame that I would normally get in a 2-week cycle to actually work and get things more polished, or at least make them slightly harder to do videos because I'd have less time constraints. Like I said, let me know what you want to see from me because I am to please, and I really don't care what it is either way. I just want to keep making videos.